Welcome to the Dawg and Gus Show.
Hey, Doug.
Hey, Gus.
What are we talking about today?
Oh, today we're going to talk about the impact of music in film.
Excellent.
Thank you very much. I thought of that myself.
Did you?
No.
Well, we did it together.
We did it together.
Yeah, but that's awesome. I actually love movies.
Yes,
as
you do.
As many of us do, right?
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I think that music timing in the movie, you remember certain parts of movies that have had great tunes on, right? Like,
yes,
Breakfast
absolutely.
Club at the end when they play Simple Minds. It's a great part of the movie, right? So,
yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So music in film achieves several things. It establishes.
Do tell.
Yes, I will. It establishes the setting,
Of course.
creates an atmosphere, calls attention to elements.
Yes.
It reinforces or foreshadows narrative developments. It gives
Dun, dun, dun.
it gives meaning to a character's actions or translates their thoughts, and it creates emotion.
It does all of that.
I think so.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything come to mind when you?
Hitchcock was good for that, right? Like just the suspense, just like building and building, and you know something's going to happen. Like some poor sap's going to get murdered.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
Do you know what? I actually watched the new Candyman movie last night.
I'm not a big fan of that genre, but
Fair enough. But like Peele is an amazing director, right?
Yes,
like So, but his music in the movies is actually very good. Like,
Okay.
he times it really well. So that's why I went to that.
cool.
But so why is music important in film, Dog?
You can't have anything without music in it, man.
I
It's
agree.
just the way it is.
I agree. I mean, it really makes. I mean, you could have a really shitty movie and have great soundtrack.
Yeah.
Like, can you name one?
A really shitty movie with a good soundtrack?
Yeah.
No, not off the top of my head.
Cocktail, maybe. Although
I
love
Cocktail.
Yeah,
So it's
it's powerful stuff.
Oh, the Thunderbirds, baby. Yeah.
Great tune.
Hippie Hippie Shakes. You know, I mean, all those songs were so good in that movie.
That scene's amazing too.
Well, that's
like
just
where they're
it, right?
making the cocktails.
Oh, yeah.
When I was a bartender in a former life, as you were as well.
Yes, sir.
That movie epitomized my job. I absolutely loved it. Like the speech where he stands up and he's like, they're not getting anybody to buy a drink, and then Tom Cruise gets on the bar and says that, you know, if you feel like getting loaded, just order a shot.
Yeah.
And then it goes off.
We can relate, right?
And then I think that's when Thunderbirds kicks in.
Yeah.
So why is music important in film? So music in film serves several functions, okay? So it helps shape emotional responses, creates a rhythm to the scenes and segments, and comments on the action. Music is often crucial to the experience of a scene, and in some cases becomes as iconic as the movie is itself.
Iconic, nice.
Iconic. Charismatude. Going back to that one, I love that one.
Yeah. That's our new word.
So what constitutes a great movie soundtrack? Tone matching.
Oh, okay.
What do I mean by that, John?
I don't know. What do you mean by that?
The soundtrack must match the tone of the film. Like, I think that if you listen to music on any of I know you're not a huge Tarantino guy.
I've seen a few of his movies.
Yeah.
His soundtracks are
amazing.
On pace.
They're perfect for the movie, right? Like,
absolutely.
Like the scene in Reservoir Dogs with Michael Madsen, like after
doing the dance.
Yeah, he's cutting the guy's ear off.
Cutting the guy's ears off, you know, playing Steelers Wheel.
Yeah.
Stuck in the middle with you.
Yeah, and he's just dancing.
It's just like, that is iconic because people remember that scene.
Of course, and the song like makes a comeback almost, right?
It did.
Yeah.
People are like, hey, that's a great song. Who did it? And it's like, oh, it's Steelers Wheel. Like, who?
Exactly.
And then it was redone it was covered.
Yeah, of course.
By a bunch of people. So
yeah. That's amazing how that works.
Exactly.
In some cases, this is pretty obvious. Explosions shouldn't sound like a cough, and vehicles crashes need to portray big forces of impact. So, it doesn't really have to, be the be-all, end-all part of the scene, but it could be really good background.
Yeah.
So like on a minute-by-minute level, it also means like what's on screen must also focus on be the focus of a soundtrack.
Sure.
So they work it together.
Yes.
Yeah.
And some of them do it very well, and some not so much.
That's right. Yeah. So dialogue is also important. The soundtrack needs to ensure that whatever else is going on at the same time, you can always hear and understand what's being said on screen. Unless you made intentional, this is always going to be helped by a good center channel that can make sense of the information. So what I mean by that is like, the dialogue of the movie and the actual movie. You can hear a song in the background.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's not the forefront.
No.
Right?
No.
Whereas the actors are portraying the scenes.
Yeah, exactly.
And sound effects and score, like, basically good sound effects, which we're not going to get into too much of that today.
No.
It's more of just the actual music
Yes,
part of it.
music more than sound effects for sure.
But sound effects is so important.
Oh, very,
like,
very, very important.
How they make those noises, like squishing in mud, and they're like holding like pieces of spaghetti, and it's really weird.
Yeah, it's an art form for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean those people are awesome. We
awesome.
So it's basically that's kind of the three parts. It's tone matching, dialogue, and sound effects and score.
Okay.
I mean, in the score, there are people that are amazing conductors of the scores,
yes,
right?
Yeah, absolutely are.
So I put together a little list
of
10 that are amazing composers.
Excellent.
Okay, so number 10 was Rachel Portman.
Okay.
So she won an Oscar in 1996 for Emma, which is a movie that I probably haven't seen. No, I'm just kidding. I probably saw it, but a long time ago.
I've never seen it.
And this, it's she's been in award-winning films and genres, and she remains one of UK's most respected and highly sought-after film composers. So she did. The recommended recording is probably Chocolat. So if you ever want to have a nice romantic evening, you fire on a little Johnny Depp, who's been in a lot of. He's been in a lot of the news lately.
Yeah,
we're not going in on that. No,
we are no.
Forget it.
We're going nowhere near that.
You're not going to hear that.
No.
And then number 9, Maurice Jarre. Je pense que c'est français. So the French. You like that?
I did.
So he won a Oscar. He was the first French composer to do so in 1962.
Wow.
And that was for Lawrence of Arabia.
Great film.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
I remember the score for that. That was very well done.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I think is there a book about Arabia?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think I read the book.
I was lazy and waited for the film.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, it came out in 1962, so you didn't have to wait. You were born that year.
No, I was not. I wasn't born until 1964, dude.
Oh, dude.
You're hurting me now.
Dude.
Dude.
All right, who's number 8?
Number 8, John Barry. He was a British film composer, and his most famous film, musical export. Wasn't he a singer as well?
I believe so.
Yeah, he had a high-profile career from the 60s through to the 80s, and his music and songs for many original James Bond movies.
Wow.
That's why I recognize the name.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Until they started doing, I guess he's more doing, the stuff in the background as opposed to, say, hey, Adele, you want to do a song for a James Bond movie?
Yeah.
Hey, Duran Duran, Madonna, you guys, you want to do his James Bond?
Tina Turner.
Tuna.
Yeah, she did Goldeneye. That was a really good song.
Yeah, they were all good.
Actually, going on that, going on Bond films. Always the iconic part of the film is the song at the start.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's always, and it seems like it started, I think it even started in the 60s when they started with, To Sir With Love, Lulu.
Yeah.
Right? Great song.
Yeah.
But it's just to pick the right song to, like you said, to frame that moment and that idea, magical if you do it right.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, Duran Duran did it in the 80s, Tina Turner, Adele, lots of different people, right?
Sam Smith.
Sam Smith did an amazing job on his tune. I even think Aha does one.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yes, they do. It's Living Dangerously in the year, whatever the movie that was.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Did Sinatra do one?
I don't think so.
But I feel like a crooner did one.
I'm sure if we look back into it, I'm sure we'd find one.
Probably,
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I recognize that.
Well,
name.
and you probably know the movie Dances with Wolves.
Of course
also,
they do.
Right?
I actually just watched that a little while ago.
Nice.
Yeah,
it's a good film, and that's another one of his. So he's won 5 Oscars. It's no joke, right?
Yeah. No, not at all.
So, yeah. The next one's kind of cool. I want you to do this one, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because you don't want me to be able to say his last name?
Well, just say it like it's said. Hisai she.
Hisai
she.
Hisai she. I'm going to go with that. And he's the Japanese John Williams.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a household name in his home country. Obviously, we don't know that much about him.
No.
But he's done some characterful scores for the films Hayao Miyazaki and Studio Ghibli. That's why you made me do this one.
Oh, you're damn right.
Yeah.
He won 8 Japanese Academy Awards.
Yeah, read the English part, yeah. And his recommended recording is Dream Songs, the Essential Joe Hisaishi.
Nice. You probably get that on Spotify.
You probably could.
Yeah. So number 6 was A.R. Rahman. So he was born in 1967. He's a prolific and successful film composer in the Indian cinema.
Nice.
So,
Is he a Bollywood guy or?
I think he must be. I mean, if he's big in that, but he's
I'm sorry. I just associate Indian with Bollywood, but
well, traditionally that's their movies. I'm sure they have a lot of other ones, but the ones that we see the most in Canada or the U.S. is likely the Bollywood movies because they're on Netflix and they're always on there. So, so he wrote for Slumdog Millionaire. And he won 2 Academy Awards.
Nice.
So he obviously he did more than just Bollywood, I guess.
So don't hate me, but I've never seen that movie.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a pretty good movie.
Yeah. Okay. I'll have to put it on my list of movies to watch. I just for some reason just never had want to sit down and watch it.
I think it's a true story.
Yeah, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good though. It's good.
Nice.
This is your
yes.
This is all you, buddy.
Ennio Morricone. Like we're trying to do the Clint Eastwood that scene.
Wah, wah, wah.
Spaghetti westerns of the 60s and the 50s. This man is iconic in music and the late Italian film composer will go down in history, thankfully, for the usually original music he scored for movies, spaghetti westerns.
Of course.
And the recommended recording with this guy is just his own stuff. Morricone, 60.
Yeah.
I talked to Clint Eastwood. He worked with him with a lot, I bet.
Yeah, I would imagine. I mean,
just like
he lived a long time. He was 92 when he died.
Yeah. Like The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, A Fistful of Dollars. I'm pretty sure those are all his movies with the his soundtracks in them.
I think he did Jersey Wells, too.
Josie Wales.
Great.
That great movie. Love
that movie.
Yeah.
That's an iconic picture I have actually at home of Clint Eastwood in that outfit.
Yeah.
It's but again, like, you know, those spaghetti westerns, the music is so key.
Yeah, it's
so
extremely key.
Yeah.
And he was like a master at it.
Oh,
it was just like, you knew something was coming on. Okay, here we go. Sit up a little straighter, pay attention.
Yeah, or somebody like the good guys coming into the scene, you have a great tune for that.
Yeah, pay attention. Something's going to happen here.
Yeah, you better be watching.
Yeah. Up next, sir.
Bernard Herrmann. So
Herrmann.
Bernard Herrmann is, less than 10 years after Max Steiner wrote the film music rule book.
Oh, there's a rule book.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, well.
So Herrmann,
Who knew?
Herrmann, I think is how he's.
Herrmann.
Yeah, so he tore it up. Like he tore it up with a singular voice. The American film composer created scintillating. Oh my God.
Scintillating.
I was just kidding.
Skin titillating.
Film scores that relied less on melodic sweep and more on rhythm, tone, and unusual instrumentation.
Nice.
His scores for Alfred Hitchcock remain some of the most striking ever.
There you go.
So he was the Hitchcock guy.
Yeah, but Hitchcock.
I'm sure he had a big part of it.
Hitchcock
was all over that.
You know what? But that man was a brilliant, right? And so he has to have somebody who's equally as brilliant to do his music for him.
Yeah, he better.
Yeah.
He better. Well, I think that I would imagine that Hitchcock was probably pretty hard to work with.
I've heard.
I would think.
I've heard things about that.
Yeah.
Even with his actors too. Apparently, he was quite.
I'm sure.
In his methodology, he was.
Most directors are in a way
when they see what they have in their head, right? And they're trying to put it out. No, this is what I need you to do.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm going to do to get you to where I need you to be.
Exactly.
So yeah. And your friend Tarantino's the same.
Oh yeah. Well,
he's done some weird stuff to get that. What he wanted to get, that emotion from that person or that sense.
Yeah, I would think.
Yeah, for sure.
Bernard Herrmann.
Yep. Herrmann.
I think it's Herrmann.
I think it's Herrmann.
Yeah, just
Herrmann.
Like, 2 R's, 2 N's.
Yep.
Interesting.
Hans Zimmer.
Oh, yeah. Like, how can you not make that list, you know?
Yep. But you have no examples for Hans.
Come on, think of it. Okay, Heat. Any of the big movies ever. So, like, Heat is one.
Come Home, Snoopy?
Yeah, I think maybe Snoopy's in there. I think he did the Peanuts. I think they did the Peanuts musical movie.
No, he did not.
No, he didn't. No, but he just did a lot of stuff.
Yeah. His name's all over that, right? All over the genre.
He's a German-born composer. He's used in many movies, obviously. Hans Zimmer, so Hans Zimmer would be... I just remember Heat because Heat was such a cool movie scored-wise. Like there was that scene with when Pacino and De Niro meet, and there's like
diner.
There's such a quiet song in the background, and then they have that Moby song that Moby redid by who did Tainted Love?
Soft Cell?
But no, okay. Joy Division did the original version of Moby Did's "In Darkness Arises" or something like that. Anyways, It's a really cool track.
Nice,
but Moby does a good job of that.
Nice.
Second place.
John Williams.
So John Williams obviously is known for Star Wars. I think he did basically all of Spielberg's movies.
He probably did.
I think so.
Yeah.
So Star Wars, Indiana Jones.
All the big out of this world.
Yeah,
movies,
like even like the like Schindler's List, I think he did.
Yes,
too.
he did. I believe he did that as well.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting the jump from Star Wars to Schindler's List. That's an interesting. Hey, what are you gonna do here, John? Well, I just don't know, but I'll figure it out.
Well, the thing with him is he reignited the interest in the symphonic film music, a la Max Steiner.
Yeah,
who happens to be the number one.
Yeah,
but like he's just basically known for doing all of the Star Wars movies. He's won 5 Oscars.
Nice,
like it's no joke.
Right? No joke whatsoever.
And Max Steiner, number 1.
Yep. And I didn't know who this guy was because I knew John Williams. I don't know who Max Steiner is.
Yeah, but I think that like when you look at all of these 10 that we've named, there's many more, obviously.
Oh, there's shit.
However, he was apparently the guy. Like he was the one that started it all.
Well, it looks like this like in the 1930s, right? So he was one of the guys that I guess
he would have done like a lot of the Chaplin movies.
He put down the tracks for all
but
this.
But back then, right, there wasn't as much dialogue, so it'd be a lot of music.
It'd be amazing to see how many of these guys, like not all of these guys, but to see who did do stuff in the silent film era when it was only music. There was no dialogue.
Yeah.
And you had to have that music to elicit what was funny, what was sad, what was this. You know what I mean? So all those emotions had to be done with music.
Yeah.
So those guys, some of those guys were just brilliant.
Absolutely. Do you think they're all nerdy dudes and ladies?
I don't think so.
Oh, no, they're nerdy.
No, they're nerdy.
Have you seen Williams? Like he's a nerd.
Okay. Well, I don't think all
There's
of them.
nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah, because now we've just annexed about half our people.
What do you mean?
Nerds.
Well, we're all
nerds.
We're all music nerds. I'm a nerd.
I'm a big, huge, large, grandiose music nerd.
Max Steiner, the Vienna-born composer, Max Steiner almost single-handedly created the art of film music with groundbreaking Hollywood scores in the early 1930s. His music for films like King Kong in 1933 helped shape industry and audience understanding of what original score could do for music in terms of dramatic nuance and great musicianship.
And James was not reading any of that. That was all out of his
head. No, I
head.
had to read that because otherwise I go to blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Well, anytime I'm not reading is when I'm bumbling.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we get really into this, the heat of this, right? Like,
okay. I'm sitting up straight now because we're going to get a little.
Oh, yeah, because we're going to talk about soundtracks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And I put a little list together of
see that. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're gonna go deep on this because it's the most important part.
It is.
The composer part was just like, okay.
We have composers doing this stuff. Big deal. Who
cares?
cares? I mean, no, that's not true. They're very important.
So first on my list, and Danny Boyle's name will come up a few times because he just happened to put together great music together. Like
according to Mr. James Barris Angus.
Barris.
Or Gus.
Gus, it is.
Gus.
Danny Boyle's there. Like, so Trainspotting from 1996 with, Lust for Life by Iggy Pop's on there. He redid that song. If you recall.
Yes.
And the video is amazing of that.
Yes.
But that's a crazy movie. Have you seen Trainspotting?
I have, actually.
Okay, well, Trainspotting itself is a wild movie. It's basically heroin.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So please don't ask me if I've seen all these movies because I'm going to be disappointed.
Oh, I'm asking you. And you can ask me.
Okay.
I've seen Trainspotting.
I figured, yeah.
Yeah. I was like 16 when that came out. So.
I was older.
A little. Slightly. So Lust for Life, and then New Order's Temptation was on there.
Yep.
Sing by Blur.
Yep.
And Born Slippy by Underworld, which is an amazing track.
I'm not familiar.
Dude. You'll listen to it. You'll love it. It's like a kind of a dance song. It's very, but a lot of bass.
Okay.
You'll like it.
Bass.
Yeah. And then for authenticity, the Smackhead anthem "Perfect Day" by Lou Reed.
Lou Reed.
Apparently, that's a Smackhead anthem.
Okay. Well, I don't know what's this. Okay.
What's "Perfect Day" by Lou Reed? Lou Reed's like that dark voice, right?
Yeah, he was in the Velvet Underground. He's a very His big song was "Hey Suzanne" back in the '80s. There, and it's kind of got the deep baritone voice.
Did he do heroin?
Oh, I'm sure he did lots of it. I can't speculate for the man, but I'm pretty sure he was involved in some kind of illegal substances.
You gotta go on,
All right, you want to go on to the next one, or you want to have a word from our sponsor? We actually have a sponsor, and James is going to tell you a little bit more about that.
Well, he was supposed to say, now a word from our sponsor.
Okay, let me try that again.
Yeah, do it again.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
See, you got such a great voice. So we are currently recording Dawg and Gus in the podcast booth at Staples Studio, Ottawa on 403 Bank, where they have everything to help your business work, learn, and grow. They are currently offering a clean and safe place to work with desks, offices, and drop-in memberships. More than a co-working space, Studio is a community to help you work, learn, and grow. For more information on pricing, please visit studio.staples.ca or contact the community manager at studio.ottawa@staples.ca for a tour.
Awesome. And you know what? This is a really nice little studio that we're in.
We're loving it.
Yeah, it's great for us. It's got 4 seats, so we can enjoy. We can bring some friends in when we get to that point. I suggest if you're going to start a podcast, man, this is a great place to start.
I agree.
Instead of buying all the equipment on.
I'm so glad you found it, because I would have I was kind of wondering how we were going to do this, and we're lucky.
I mean, I have my own little podcast thing at home, but it's only one mic, and it's not even close to this. So this is a great setup they've got here, and our contact here is an amazing guy. He's just like whatever we need.
Yeah. All right. And he's very accommodating to everything. And, and he's, anyway. So, check it out, guys.
Yeah, for sure.
So, singles.
And
have you seen that movie?
No, I have not.
So it's Cameron Crowe. So he made a comedy. But it's the who's who of grunge, because that's a grunge. 1992 is when the album came out, right?
So I'm looking at the notes that Gus has got for us here, and I know I'm not even going to bother to ask you if you've seen this movie, because just looking at the groups on this list, I know you've seen this movie.
I have. It's a phenomenal movie, and the soundtrack is killer.
Yeah.
So here's the names: like Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, Mother Love Bone, Mudhoney, Smashing Pumpkins, Screaming Trees. The only person that isn't on that list that should have been in that area is Nirvana. And that's probably
interesting.
Yeah, which is weird, because a little tidbit, Kurt Cobain, I know a lot about Kurt Cobain, by the way.
Okay.
You've heard me from other shows. Nirvana loves, Kurt Cobain loves Cameron Crowe.
Okay.
Loves him.
Okay.
So it's weird.
Interesting why he's not.
I don't know. Huh? I don't know. Maybe he wanted to give, because Mudhoney wasn't a big band, but they were awesome. Mother Love Bone.
Neither were Screaming Trees.
Yeah, that's right. But Alice in Chains.
And I do know who they are.
PJ, Soundgarden. Come on.
All right.
You get this one, buddy.
I get this one. Yeah. Because Pulp Fiction, Tarantino.
You haven't seen this.
I have seen this.
Come on.
I have.
I know.
I honestly have.
You better have. I mean, God.
Tarantino is amazing. I haven't seen all of his movies, but the ones I've seen, the soundtracks are incredible.
Yeah.
Like the movie, does he not sleep at night thinking, you know what, I'm going to make a new film. Oh, I got to have this song in there. I got to have this song in there.
Well, remember we were talking about nerds?
Yeah.
Sort of.
Oh, he's definitely a
oh, my God.
Full-fledged.
He worked in a music shop.
Yeah.
And some of the obscure tunes that he plays, I think you're right. I think he stays up at night and does this.
He's a card carrying nerd for sure.
Oh yeah, there's nothing.
But he's got he goes the length of he goes from Mr. Lou by Dick Dale to Jungle Boogie by Kool and the Gang.
Yep.
And then Neil Diamond is on there.
Well, it's his song. His song.
Yeah, it'll be by Urge Overkill. So come on,
girl.
Who thinks? Okay,
that's a great scene, by the way. Isn't that the scene where she's doing cocaine, waiting for Vincent Vega to take her out? I think it might be or something.
I think it might be.
Oh yeah,
but it's just it's
no. That's when they get back and she puts the music on.
Yeah, it's
and then does ODs.
Yeah. It says yeah.
Anybody I'm ruining that movie for, you better watch that movie. Because
well, you know what?
If you haven't yet, it's 94. So.
We're not giving you any spoilers because it's been 30 years. So if you haven't seen it by now, if we spoil it for you, too bad.
Yeah, exactly. We don't
seriously.
We don't care.
We don't.
Yeah.
And this next one, I have no idea who this is. So I'm going to say I've never seen this movie.
It's a tough one. About a boy. I think I've seen it. I don't remember seeing it, but I think I have. But it is kind of a love. At that time, I was 21 years old, so I wasn't really into romantic movies. But this is sort of one of those that Hugh Grant was in. There's 31 songs. Badly Drawn Boy provided the soundtrack. It's a Nick Hornby novel, but again, I don't remember seeing it.
Okay.
Yeah, but the movie, apparently the soundtrack's really good.
Okay. Well, I'll take a look at that. That's why we have Spotify now, folks. You can go check out all the stuff that we're talking about.
Yep. Spotify, Amazon.
Yep. Wherever you want to go now. Seriously, Tidal. There's
Google. I think Google has music.
Yeah, Google has their own music.
We're on all those platforms, by the way.
Oh, yeah, we sure are.
Yep.
The Beach.
Yeah, The Beach.
I'll let you go with this because this is another one of your friends.
Have you seen this movie?
No.
Oh, bro.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's a Leo movie, right?
Leo.
Ladies love Leo after this movie.
Okay. I'm not a lady, though.
Yeah, but you love Leo.
I do.
But anyway, so again, this is Danny Boyle.
Mm-hmm.
So he put together another great great soundtrack.
Okay.
So casting Leo DiCaprio, it's a tale of a secret beach paradise, which is actually a real place in Thailand.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like well known.
I know of it. I've just never seen it.
Yeah, there's like weird, like crazy stories there though. Like like a lot of people have died on that beach.
Ooh,
which is kind of weird. So Blur, Left Field, Moby, Underworld, Faithless, New Order. Yeah, can you get a like Danny Boy loves New Order, so he's on.
It seems that
on
way.
Trainspotting. He's on this one too.
Seems that way.
They are anyway. So and Richard Ashcroft are all featured. So Richard Ashcroft's from The Verve, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And All Saints and Pure Shores. That was the big hit.
Okay.
It was a girl pop group. All Saints.
That lasted about a minute and a half.
Yes, they didn't have longevity. However, at the time, big hit.
Yeah,
big hit.
It's all about timing, right?
That's right.
All right. Another one I've never seen, Kill Your Friends, 2015. And Kill Your Friends follows a ruthless A&R man in the 90s British music scene, so it's no surprise it's a killer soundtrack based on John Niven's novel of the same name. And, there's this, I'm looking
some pretty good British artists.
There's some okay British artists on this. I'm going to say Blur, Oasis, Radiohead, The Prodigy, Echo and the Bunnymen. Terrible, terrible English bands. You should never watch this movie because that's a horrible soundtrack.
Well, dude, those are the who's who of British
I joke,
rock stars.
I know these guys they're all incredible.
Oh yeah, I wonder. I got to look this up later, but I'm not familiar with which Oasis song is on "Kill Your Friends."
Okay,
it's got to be one of their older ones. Like
maybe. I'm not a huge
Cigarettes and
Oasis
Alcohol or something.
I'm not a big Oasis fan. So
dude.
Dude.
So this was like a crazy movie that, and I was in high school when this came out, and we watched it together with a bunch of my buddies. It's called Kids. Mm-hmm. It's a very dark movie.
Okay.
So it's Larry Clark directed.
Right.
You know, it's about promiscuous teenagers encountering HIV in the mid '90s.
Nice. Well, not nice. But
Chloe Sevigny was in it. I think
I know her.
Yeah, one of her early movies, I think. But the soundtrack featured post-rock legends like Sebado and Slint.
Which I've heard of neither.
Yeah, but you've heard of the Beastie Boys, and there's a
sure
ton of Beastie Boys on this one.
Well, there'd be a reason to watch it just for their stuff.
Or just listen to the track. But
yeah.
It is a good movie. It's kind of dark. It's a very dark movie. But
the more we talk and we do these podcasts and stuff, I realize that there's so much music out there I haven't listened to, and it's really pissing me off.
Yeah, but you got time.
There's not enough hours in the day to listen to all the stuff I want to listen to.
Stop listening to the 80s for a bit.
I did.
For how long?
About a minute and a half.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I do have a show to prepare for, you know.
Yes. 2 shows, actually.
Yeah.
You're doing 2 shows a week now?
No, just the one.
Oh, here too.
Oh, this show. Yeah.
This one.
Oh, this one's important, I guess.
This is the future.
The future, baby.
Yeah, Beastie Boys, solid. You go.
Always. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. And I've seen this one.
Oh, you have? I haven't seen this one.
Edgar Wright directed the movie based on the graphic novel by Brian Lee O'Malley, which has an excellent selection of tunes, including tracks by Beck, Frank Black, the Black Lips, the Blue Tones, Blood Red Shoes. Apparently he likes colors.
And bees.
And Broken Social Scene, and the not very nice Under My Thumb by the Rolling Stones. Huh? I don't get it.
I don't either.
Well,
I thought it was funny to say the not very nice Under My Thumb. I think it's the scene. Must be a scene in the movie.
Maybe it's part of the...
Scott Pilgrim, is that...
what's his name there? John.
Is he from Superbad?
Yes.
Okay. Michael Cera.
Michael Cera.
It's
actually not a bad movie.
And he's like chasing a girl.
Yeah.
And
it's all about a girl, right?
Yeah, it's all about the
If you want a really good version of Under My Thumb, listen to Street Heart's version.
I will.
They're awesome.
Okay.
And they're Canadian.
Oh, yeah, Street Heart's Canadian.
Yes, sir.
Oh, nice. I'll let you do this one because you must have seen this one.
Oh, I have absolutely seen this movie. This is Spinal Tap, 2 years after I got out of high school.
Amazing.
It was Britain's finest heavy metal band hit America for a turbulent tour in support of their Smell the Glove album. And the subsequent documentary has a great soundtrack, from the gender politics of Big Bottom to the conceptual Stonehenge, just to plain fun. Tonight, I'm going to rock you tonight.
Tonight, I'm going to rock you tonight.
Yeah,
the album.
The album captures a band in a period of transition better than Shark Sandwich. I don't know.
I think that's in the movie.
Yeah, but the funny part in that movie,
it's better than a shark sandwich.
Better than a shark sandwich.
I think aren't they all comedians on that? Like,
yes.
Is Harry Shearer one of them? Like from Simpsons?
I'm not sure, but I think one of the guys was from Laverne and Shirley.
Yeah,
Played the tall blonde guy.
that's right.
But the best part of that movie for me is the turn it up to 11. It only goes to 10. We need to turn it up to 11. And their drummers blowing up on them. It's such a well done movie, man. And the
It is
soundtrack
pretty funny.
awesome.
Like at the time, it was like the blowing up of it was like such
Seriously,
a fake
internal combustion, right? Like there's
it's amazing how technology's changed things for sure.
Alrighty, you're up there, bud.
The World's End. So
Nope.
it was Nope. Do you remember the zombie movie that?
Yeah, I've
do you
never.
know do you know Simon Pegg?
Yes, I know.
Right?
I know exactly who he is, but
So,
I don't watch those. I don't
Oh my
watch
god,
those.
it's
Anything
just so
zombie,
funny.
I've never seen.
No, but it's so fake. It's like
I know,
it's
but-
comedy. Simon Pegg and Edgar Wright's Cornetto trilogy, which was that's in there. I don't know the other two movies, but
Right.
funny stuff.
Yeah,
Anyways, absolute bangers from Primal Scream, Suede, Pulp, and Blur.
bangers.
Bangers are like so. Primal Scream song, like they're all like it's super rocky.
Yeah.
It's a good song.
Yeah,
A good album. Sorry.
a good album, a good soundtrack.
Oh, I love this movie. So you go. But
Easy
I love
Rider,
it.
1969. Of
I
course.
think it was
Have
like
you seen
my-
it?
Oh yeah, it was like
Yeah.
the first movie I ever saw. I think.
Really? I have not seen it.
My brother would put it on. Really?
Nope.
Oh my God, Jack Nicholson's amazing in that. So is Fonda.
It's the best movie to
and
come out of.
Dennis Hopper. I mean,
Yeah.
he's like so great in that.
But you've always heard them talk about this, the best movie to come out of the counterculture of the 60s, right?
Yep.
Hopper and Fonda star as two bikers out to lose themselves in the back roads of America. And along the way, they pick up Jack Nicholson and drive up and down their hogs to the sounds of, there's some terrible bands here. Jimi Hendrix, The Byrds. Wow. Any motorcyclist who says they have never had a Born to be Wild by Steppenwolf run through their head as they drive are a liar.
Yeah.
If I had a bike, that would be the first song I would listen to when I was driving a bike.
But yeah, Born to be Wild just get you going. Like you said though, 1969. It was like so. This movie was like the epitome of the time.
Yep.
And it was like Jimi Hendrix and the Byrds are playing. Turn, Turn, Turn by the Byrds, and I think Jimi Hendrix. It's all along the Watchtower, and like the Purple Haze too is in
Purple
that.
Haze, nice, yeah.
Dave's got a really nice purple shirt on today.
I do.
Dog.
Jimmy.
I'll do this one because it's although it was a remake, The Great Gatsby. So Baz Luhrmann adaptation of the classic story.
Of course you're doing this one. Look at the name that's going to come up next.
Well, he produced the album.
Say it.
Jay-Z.
There you go.
And Jay-Z did a great job. So he has like you got to listen to that album because it's like so well done because he takes versions of songs. He ended up releasing an album later on that was actually like playing some of these songs on it, but again, it was sort of remade to sound a little different and a little bit more like from that roaring 20s era.
I'll add it to my list of stuff to listen to.
Dude, like so Beyonce, Andre 3000, Lana Del Rey, the Double X, the Florence and the Machine, Jack White, and Narrow are on it. Like the XX is actually one of my favorite groups. I don't know why I said that.
Well, Jack,
it's XX.
Jack White was good.
He's pretty good.
I listened to his new album last night.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty darn good.
Yeah, he slashes on the guitar, man.
He sure
unreal.
does. He's on.
But you'll love the song by Beyonce and Andre 3000 actually, and Lana Del Rey has a beautiful voice.
You don't tell me what to like.
Yeah, and of course Florence from the
Florence
Machine. Yeah.
500 Days of Summer. I have seen this one.
Oh, okay.
Wait, hold on. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
A romantic comedy.
Oh, okay.
Romantic It's another rom-com that James has put on this list. Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Zoe Deschanel.
You ever watch New Girl?
Yep.
Okay.
I know. But I know who she is.
But you got to watch it.
She's the sister. Funny. She's the sister who played. Her sister played in Bones, and I love Bones.
Yeah.
And this soundtrack includes tracks by the Black Lips, Regina Spektor, I love Wolfmother. Alongside those heroes were the classics. There Goes the Fear by Doves. There Goes the Fear by Doves. Sweet Disposition by the Temper Trap. And Please, Please, Please Let Me Get What I Want by the Smiths.
Love the Smiths.
Yeah, that's a solid soundtrack right there.
Oh yeah, yeah. The next one though.
Oh well. we could stop right now.
Well, so I love that song by the Smiths. By the way, just an off thing. I'm a huge Smiths fan. I hate Morrissey, but I love the Smiths.
Funny how that works.
Oh yeah, it's so weird. Remember we were talking about frontmen, so we could talk about him for just 1 second.
Certainly.
By himself, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
But with the Smiths, he was amazing,
right.
And he left because he was mad because he wanted all the attention.
Whore.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry. Mr. Morrissey. I meant that, though. You're a whore.
Yeah, he won't be coming here anyway.
You're an attention whore.
Purple Rain.
What a seriously
Purple
terrible
Rain.
terrible soundtrack, terrible movie. I'll never watch that more than 100 more times in my life.
Who sang the song with the guy like Morris Day and the Time? Is that in that
yes,
that
Jungle
movie?
Love? Yeah.
Oh my God, that song's so awesome.
Yeah. That whole his Ice Cream Castles is the name of the album it's on.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of really good tunes off that album, but that's the only one that it kind of made it into Prince's movie.
Oh
right?
wee yo wee yo.
Oh, wee.
Come on.
Oh, wee, yo.
Not a boy.
I think they're related to. I think they're cousins.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
From what
makes
I
sense.
understand that they're Morris Day and Prince are
Morris
cousins.
Day and the Time, yeah.
Yeah.
That's so solid. And there's actually Jay and Silent Bob do like they walk into a bar. Have you ever watched that movie?
No.
Another good soundtrack, by the way.
Yeah.
Not on the list. But Jay and Silent Bob walk into a bar and Morris Day and the Time it's the exact same scene from Purple Rain.
Oh, is
like,
that right?
Like, you know, when he walks in and there's like Morris Day and the Time's like, good luck, kid.
Yeah.
You know, anyway, so that soundtrack, Let's Go Crazy, When Doves Cry, I Would Die For You, and of course the title track, Purple Rain. Sick tracks.
Yeah. Oh, well, Prince was a musical genius, and we could talk about him forever.
Yeah, and it's such an interesting movie because it's so 80s cheese.
It's not. He's not an actor.
No, but like remember they rode on the motorcycle to go.
Yeah.
Like, he takes the girl. Let's go on a bike ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he gets her to jump in the water naked, and he's like, "Well, that's not Lake Titicaca, whatever." And it's like, yeah, it's cheesy, but
yeah,
here's a movie that's not so great,
Yeah.
but the soundtrack is killer.
Fucking killer.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, sure.
You go next.
24-hour party people, and again, I'm going to go with no. Never seen it.
24-hour party people, but great old school punk in there where you hear, you know, Happy Mondays provide the title track, 24-hour party people, and then Joy Division dominate that album, and then old school punk like The Clash, the Buzzcocks, and a new song by New Order.
And once again, New Order's in
Here
there.
to Stay was no slouch.
Nice.
I love New Order.
Yeah, they're a talented bunch of guys.
I think you should do the next one.
I think I should, and I will, because it was the year I was born.
That's right.
A Hard Day's Night, and it was the album that accompanied the Beatles' debut movie, which featured one side of the songs from the film and one side of new tracks. Their first album to be entirely comprised of Lennon and McCartney compositions.
Are they in that movie?
Who? A Hard Day's Night? Yeah.
Oh, the Beatles.
Yes, they are.
Oh, is it like a movie about the Beatles?
Yeah, they're in the movie.
So it's sort of like going back to that, because Prince took advantage of his status, I guess. So they must have done the same thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think that people wanted them to be in a movie. I think people are like, you know what, you guys are they're in '64. They were crazy popular, right? It was they couldn't do anything without people talking about them.
What year were they on the Ed Sullivan Show?
67.
Really? That late?
I think.
No.
Don't quote me on that. Maybe it was 65.
Beatlemania must have been before that.
I don't know.
If they're putting a movie out.
Yeah.
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know. We're going to find out.
We'll
after
check in the post.
Yeah. And then includes this, the title track, A Hard Day's Night, which is a great tune. Can't Buy Me Love.
Yeah.
I Should Have Known Better, and other classics from their era.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like Hold My Hand was probably in there and stuff. Yeah.
I'm going to, you know what, while you talk, I'm going to look, because now I need to know.
You must know.
I need to know.
I'll talk about the next one because I'm a huge fan of this movie, and I'm also a huge fan of the guy's father who's in the movie. And it was a crazy story that happened after or during.
During, yeah.
Yeah, so tragedy cursed this adaptation, which was The Crow in 1994. It was an influential comic book, and Brandon Lee was the star playing the Crow. Obviously, Brandon Lee is Bruce Lee's son.
Yep.
And he was killed during filming after a prop gun misfire.
Yes.
Which has happened recently, by the way, and I don't know how that happens, but it happens.
Yeah, well.
A long shadow appropriately hung over the movie, which unfortunately, the soundtrack, however, is fucking killer. I don't know if you've listened to it, but it's fucking unreal. Do you have it?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So we went back because we weren't sure when the Beatles played on Ed Sullivan, and we wanted to know. So thankfully, we have Google. February 9th, 1964.
So
the same year the movie came out.
Okay. Well,
yep.
Fair enough. Going back to The Crow, though, that album. So 9 Inch Nails covered Joy Division. Mm-hmm. The Cure recorded their most gothic song, which was Burn, and the Jesus and Mary chain. Pantera and Stone Temple Pilots. Stone Temple Pilots.
Just say STP.
All feature.
Nice.
The solid, solid soundtrack.
I'm looking at this going, okay, yeah, grunge, okay, that, and then Pantera.
Yeah.
Kind of sticks out for me because that's.
But it's a dark movie.
I know,
so Pantera,
but Pantera's awesome.
Yeah, I love Pantera.
A Dallas-based band.
Yeah. Why don't you do the next one? This is another one. Like, so you'll probably. Because again, remember we talked about the, frontmen last week, and the guy that I don't really like is Roger Daltrey. So you go ahead.
Yeah. So Quadrophenia, The Who, and I did see this movie, but I saw it so long ago. I don't maybe 1974.
Okay.
So I don't remember anything about it. It's a concept album that forms the backbone of Frank Rodam's movie version of the Maud Odyssey, which I have no idea what that means. It's the 1960s tracks on the accompanying soundtrack album that set the scene for the tale of Phil Daniels as Jimmy the Maud. Green Onions by Booker T and the MGs. Great song.
Oh, the best tune. I love that song.
Louie Louie by the Kingsmen. So these are killer songs from the 60s.
Yeah, okay,
right?
So maybe I could like that because I do love that song.
Yeah, but they threw in a couple of
Who
Who songs.
Louie, actually.
Yeah, and a couple of Who songs in there just to ruin it for James.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen this movie. It's a Marvel movie called Guardians of the Galaxy.
What's that all about?
Guardians of the Galaxy is about space travelers.
Really?
Yeah. And Chris Pratt is the star. Of course, there's many other great actors in it. Yeah. So this was a runaway success to the fresh take on the superhero genre because it is a kind of a dark humor and it's amazing music. It has great music in it. The soundtrack is based on a mixtape that he kind of puts together, and the lead character, it's called Awesome Mix Volume 1, and includes the likes of David Bowie, Marvin Gaye, and the Runaways.
Okay, awesome. But I thought didn't his mom give it to him as a gift? Or did he made it for his mom as a gift and she died?
I think so.
I can't remember. I've seen the movie, but I think he might have made it for his mom and his mom died.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Because then he had that he didn't open it for the longest time, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, okay.
Well, I think so.
Yeah.
I'm a Marvel guy. I love Marvel. I just don't remember if it was. I think it was his mom, so it makes sense because she did die, and then Again, if we're ruining the movie for you, it was 2014.
We don't care.
So step it up.
If you don't watch a movie within the first year, we don't care.
Yeah. So this is I remember this movie. I'll let you do it, but I remember this next one so well because I loved the lead actor in it.
All right. Pump up the volume, Dance. Christian Slater, baby. Oh, yeah. About a pirate radio station. Hey, we could kind of get behind that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, because he was such a cool movie because he was like this quiet guy in school, and then he was kind of this different, he had an
alter ego,
yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, you can't go wrong with, a soundtrack featuring the Pixies, Sonic Youth, Soundgarden, U.S. hardcore punkers, Bad Brains, collaborating with Henry Rollins, who's like the king of punk rock. He's awesome. And on a cover of an MC5 Classics, which we talked about those guys before.
No, again, the MC5.
They're popping up everywhere, man.
MC5, man.
Yeah, and we haven't got a clue who they are.
Well, you know what? I listened to a few of their tracks. Pretty good.
Yeah. I kind of listened to a couple. I went,
yeah.
All right.
Kick out the jams. Kick out the jams. Kick out the jams.
Kick out.
So the next one was Submarine in 2010. So Richard Ayoade directed this sweet coming-of-age saga and got none other than Alex Turner of the Arctic Monkeys to write 5 songs for the soundtrack.
I love the Arctic Monkeys.
I know. The nearest thing we'll get to a Turner solo album for the time being, anyway.
Okay.
I know, it's weird.
Why would he do that? But again, the Arctic Monkeys are awesome. If Alex wants to go do stuff on his own, then fill your boots.
So be it. Let's go notables, bud.
All right.
I put a little notables list together.
I see that.
I don't know how much you're going to know about it. I love doing this part at the end because it's this is me testing you almost.
Okay, we'll go. Don't even bother with Cocktail. We already talked about it. You know that I know that movie.
Yeah, but what's your favorite song on the album?
Hippie Hippie Shakes.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, Hippie Hippie Shakes pretty solid.
Goodness sake.
Yeah, but that scene's so sick. I love that scene. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I'm going to put that in there.
Thanks very much. Yeah.
What about The Shining?
I have no idea.
So again, that's sort of going back to what we started at the beginning. Yeah. So we were speaking about the composers.
Yeah.
So I think that's John Williams.
I think you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if
The Shining.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that iconic song. Yeah. It's pretty solid. Dazed and Confused. So many amazing songs.
It's just a soundtrack built on a soundtrack. There's some awesome songs on that.
Exactly, yeah.
High Fidelity was a good movie.
Yeah, High Fidelity.
And a great soundtrack.
Waiting to Excel.
I'm not familiar.
Okay, well, so there's a pretty good artists on there. Black Panther. So Black Panther, obviously a Marvel movie again, but great soundtrack.
Yep.
Like The Weeknd's on it.
Yep.
SZA's on it. There's a whole bunch of really great artists on it.
Yeah. American Graffiti was probably one of the first ones to ever incorporate a lot of different artists on a soundtrack. They weren't thinking soundtrack back then, right? Because that wasn't the thing, right? It was just, let's get some good music to go with this movie piece, this piece that we have for the 60s, 50s, early 60s.
American Graffiti.
Yep.
Yeah. Midnight Cowboy, too.
Midnight Cowboy, another good movie. Yeah. With a great soundtrack. Yeah.
Yeah. So I love this soundtrack, actually, because there is a lot of like interesting songs, which makes sense because it is, again, Quentin Tarantino. So Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2.
Bang, bang.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
Bang, bang.
And the timing of it, and because it takes place in Japan, they get some Japanese artists in there.
Oh, so so well done. I agree completely with that. It's so well done with all those stuff. And he's amazing at picking songs that
absolutely,
just
like,
why didn't that fits in there perfectly? That just makes sense.
It does, yeah.
The Graduate. Got a little Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah, so that's where Mrs. Robinson came right?
Yes, sir. Yeah. It was in that movie. Yeah.
Yeah. You probably don't know this album or this
I do.
movie.
I do know
Above the Rim.
It's a basketball movie.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Above the Rim. But there was a great rendition of the Run DMC does a song with the back, like the beat is called. God, it'll come to me anyway. It doesn't matter. The beat part of it is actually really.
So
cool.
It's a good soundtrack. Listen to it.
Yeah. Good Will Hunting. Pretty in Pink.
Yeah.
So Good Will Hunting, great albums. Pretty in Pink, obviously, a lot of the Smiths on there.
Yep.
Goodfellas and Casino.
Great movies.
Yes.
Great soundtracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Rolling Stones, like a lot of Martin Scorsese stuff.
A lot of stuff in the background, right?
Yeah. So this one, like, I think that George Clooney won a Grammy for singing in "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?"
You know, I saw that movie. You know who plays in that movie? Who plays a little cameo part? Marty Robbins.
Oh man, random.
He's so good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I love Marty Robbins, like the country singer, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I love him.
He's in there playing guitar.
Yeah.
In the one scene there.
Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights.
Remember the
disco?
Yeah, but do you remember the scene where?
No, I've never seen the movie.
Come on.
I'm serious.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, Boogie Nights is a. What's this? He goes. Oh, I can't even see what's going on here, bro.
Oh, what's going on?
I don't know.
Marvin Gaye.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Apocalypse Now.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I'm 60s Vietnam, right? So like
John Williams.
I don't know.
Hans Zimmer.
I'm going to say, I don't know.
One of the two.
I'm going to say, I'm going to go with equivocally, I do not know.
And then Friday and next Friday, which was Ice Cube's movies, and Ice Cube's my guy, you know that.
Yes, sir.
So Friday and next Friday, they're two amazing soundtracks. Most like Ice Cube's on it a lot, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
he wrote the movies and put himself in there.
Of course he did.
But there's a lot of those West Coast hip hop guys.
Okay. So that's why James loves those.
And the last one I put on my list just before we go is Superfly.
Superfly.
Do you remember like that funky
Yep.
music that was in that movie?
Yes.
Because it's such like a gangster movie from the 70s, like the pimp and all that.
And
So-
just like, I have one to add, and it's kind of a cheeky kind of movie. Undercover Brother.
Oh, yeah. That's a good movie.
Yeah, it's just like when he's driving the caddy and he's drinking his big gulp there, and he's like, just that music that was playing with that. It's just thumping. The bass is going, and he's doing the look around. He's not spilling a bit of his drink, right? But some of the songs in that one are just so good.
Oh, yeah.
And with different parts of the movie, and like, oh my God, I love that song.
Oh, this is good.
But yeah, kind of along the same lines of Superfly with the funk and the 70s funk, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was fun, buddy.
Yeah, that was a good one this time around.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting one for sure because there is so much impact of music on film.
Oh my God. I can't imagine. Can you imagine a movie without music?
I don't think you can now.
Not now.
But even so, like a movie, because I mean it's such a thing where they kind of brand the movie and they brand the movie with music.
Yeah.
And they use these artists, like whether they write songs for the movie or they use the regular songs that have been around already.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool topic, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
I'm like Tarantino. I stay up nights thinking about this stuff.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, I do.
Fair
I
enough.
have a great topic for us for in a couple of weeks there. My buddy Matt from Perkins there suggested one. I think it's awesome.
Okay.
We'll talk about that later.
Sounds good.
All right.
Okay, have a great week.
Okay, until next time, guys. Take care.
Yeah, all the best.